So we drew the line at 20, and we concluded that was too high. The average is definitely higher than 20. I can see with my eyeballs that this area is bigger than that area. Right. If I scoot the line down a little bit, let's say to, I don't know. Let's try going down 2 notches. These are counting by 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 marks is 20. If I scoot it down 2 notches, then now I'm at 16. Let's try drawing this line. Have we gone too far? Is this not far enough? What do we think? Now I'm looking at this area versus this area. I could do a box counting thing, but the point is that this is a thing that your eyeballs are good at without counting the boxes. I think the bottom one is still too big. Yeah, the bottom one is definitely bigger than the top one. That's how it looks to me anyway. So the average is also less than 16, we think. Let's scoot it down a little further. If we go down to 14, how's it look? 14 is this line. This thing. Now we're at the point where I think the bottom one is a little bit bigger, but I'm not totally sure. So I'm going to put down 14 as maybe too big. This might be the closest that we ever get with an even line marker thing. 14 is maybe too big. Try scooting it down 1 more notch to 12. What'll it look like? Here's 12. Now I have this area, and I have this area. Oh, these look the same size to me. Yeah, this looks like they are now the same size. I'm going to say the average is 12, maybe. Okay. Does 10 look too low? If I draw the line at 10. Now I'm comparing this area to this area, and yeah, I think the one on the right is definitely bigger than the one on the left now. So I feel confident saying that, here's my guess. The average looks like it's about, I got it was between 10 and 14. It's definitely between 10 and 14. I'm being a little too confident when I say definitely here. It looked like it was probably between 10 and 14. I can say it's definitely between 8 and 16, maybe. And this is remarkable that we're able to do this with our brain. The point is that our brain is not good at looking at the Walmart parking lot and estimating what the area of it is. But a thing that our brain is good at is looking at this piece and saying which piece is bigger. Because we didn't have like 100 eggs to count, but we evolved in a society that cared about things like fairness. And so our caveman brains got good at saying, hey, your piece is bigger than mine. Like, we got good at dividing things equally. We're good at looking at 2 quantities and saying, this one looks bigger than that one. And being able to harness that to become good at integrals, to me, that feels cool. Anyway, the average value is between 10 and 14. And I'd say the average is about 12. And the reason this is useful to estimating the integral is the average is almost the same thing as the integral. The integral, the average, give me the pen. Average from 10 to 24 is the integral divided by 24 minus 10. That's 1 over 14 of the integral. And I just concluded that that number is about 12, and definitely between 10 and 14. If I multiply both sides by 14, what's 12 times 14? It's 12 times 14 is 168. I multiply both sides of this sentence, I guess, by 14, and I get that the integral from 10 to 24 of the function is about 168. I'll say it's about 170. There's no reason to add more accuracy, like this is an estimate in the first place. It's about 170. No, that's dumb. I'll just write 168. It's about 168, and it's definitely between that times 14 is 140, and 14 times 14, I don't know that one. Hey, what's 14 squared is 196. The average is about 168. It's definitely between 140 and 196. Being able to get an estimate like that without counting any boxes, just using the things that our eyeballs are good at doing, which is comparing two quantities, is pretty cool. Okay, so that's the average value. Graphically, it means something. The fact that it means something graphically makes us good at estimating it graphically, but in any context where we can compute the integral, we can compute the average value. It's just the integral divided by the width of the interval. That's average value. Let's move on to the next one.